watching TV with Chris might be a chore because he's gonna have something to say.
Hey, everybody, welcome to another episode of Matinee Social, where you, our ticket holders, will join us as we talk about The House of Dragons, Season 3, Episode 7, The Dragon in Winter. We start with Rhaenyra asking Queen Helena to confirm that she'll rule the that she'll be ruling the seven kingdoms. She seems a little desperate,
A
shall we
little,
say?
a little stressed out. It was like it's
Mhm.
definitely one of those things. It's like waking you up. It was like, hey, what do you want for dinner? And do you think we should move to the Alps? It was like, what's going on with that? It was like, did you have would you have any thoughts about that? It was like, I just woke up. First of all, how
Just,
about
I
you
mean,
relax?
yeah.
Like, can I go use the restroom first and maybe brush my teeth before you in my face ask me about what I dreamt about? It was like, I need you to back it up, back it up.
Yeah. That was like not subtle at all. Like I
No,
said, she seems a little desperate, but
like, desperate and crazy, and it's not a good look. It's not a good look for a queen. Like I
not
gotta say, it's like it's not a good look. I'm gonna need you to I'm gonna need you to take it down a notch, sis, and
I
not
don't
be
think she
so
has that
flirty.
gear, if
She
I'm
don't.
being honest.
I think she did. I don't think she does anymore.
No.
I mean, it was like her luck has not been the best.
Mhm.
It was like, oh hey, oh little daughter, you're gonna be queen. Oh thank you, daddy. Slide in her best friend. Nope. I got that. And then all of a sudden, that don't work out. It was like, oh, maybe you can be queen. It was like, what do you think, son? Nah, mom, I don't think you got the stuff. And me and the fellas been talking, and maybe you should just listen to us. And it was like, you look pretty in those dresses, mom. You can wear that crown nice, but it's like you can't be a queen.
As
So it's
privilege
like
would be
she's
good.
been like her crash outs. I feel are kind of justified, but
Mhm.
it's like I get it. It was like, yeah, they kind of doing you dirty, but at the same time, I was
Mhm.
like, yeah, they did you dirty, but I'm gonna need you to slow your roll a little bit. It's like just a little bit. It's like I'm
Mm.
not lying, just a little bit.
Um what did you think of Adam, who's in love with the Lady Targaryen, who's in love with his brother Alan?
Uh, I could have cared less. It was like you gave a bunch of actors that ain't really have nothing to do, and it was like, you know what, love triangle because we ain't really got nothing for you this season. Maybe next season or something, episode later, maybe they got some flavor, but right now,
Maybe,
I was
maybe.
like, come on, boo,
I
boo.
think it was well, I think we kind of saw where that was coming, especially how much Adam seemed to be so concerned about her throughout the season when they were looking for sheep stealer. And he kept trying to get her get some rest, get something to eat, things of that nature. I think we kind of saw that coming. At least that particular.
Boo,
Okay, all right.
boo.
Oh my gosh. All
Yeah,
right.
I
Well,
didn't care.
let's.
I didn't like. It's not that they didn't do a good job with acting and everything else. It's like I
Mhm.
just don't. No, it was like I'm not here for this. This is not what I'm
Oh,
here.
okay. Well, maybe you're here for this, where Eamon thinks that he's getting some play with his mom while
Yeah, I
he's at
wasn't
here.
here for that either. It was like I have a problem. I mean, the Targaryens start looking outside.
I
It was like,
know.
hey, like look outside the walls. There's a whole brothel of women over here. It was like, take a look, take your pick. And it was like, oh, you're not into the women. You like the dudes. It's like we got some of them in the brothel too. They over on the other side. It
Yeah.
was like, but I'm gonna need them to stop. Like, it's like I know that's their whole thing of keeping
Hmm.
in the family,
The
but at
inside.
the same
Hmm.
time, I was like, I'm gonna
Hmm.
need y'all to just like, yeah, hey man, no.
Okay. Well, for those of you who may not have watched the episode, just to be clear, it wasn't his mother; it was the witch Alice.
Yeah,
um.
he
s-
was tripping out, and because Alice was trying to get that baby, so
Right.
he was tripping out. And then when he saw it was Alice, he was like, "Wait, you're not my mom." It was like we gotta stop this whole thing. I was like, what are you doing? It was like, what are you doing? So yeah, that is just so like, all right. I'm just like, all right, you're
But then right after that, his mom does show up,
yeah,
and he
does.
very quickly dispatches with, I guess it was her escort.
Oh yeah, that was great. It was like, yeah, I'm the realm Uber driver dropping your mom off. It was like a little gratuity would be nice to, for that. It was like, here's the tip of my sword in your gut. And then he was like, this is not the rating that I was looking for, and then he's just dead. That was the whole thing. And it's like, he killed him because nobody can know I'm
He's
here.
afraid. Yeah.
He's trying to keep the dragon eggs as secret as possible from everybody else. But at the same time, I did your mom a solid. It was like, this is what I get. It was like, I can
Hmm.
get mugged on the road for this. So that was kind of whack. It was like, I felt bad for him. It was like, oof. It was like, but at the same time, if he knew who that kid was anyway,
Hmm.
why is your hand not on the hilt of your sword with that thing
I
halfway out? It
know.
was just like, oh, thank you for bringing my mom. You ain't got to thank me with the sword, buddy. It was like, you can
Yeah.
just extend your hand out, or that blade, where's your other hand at? It was like, all right, so
Well, you saw
I'm
how
just gonna
she was
say,
looking at him like the whole
uh,
time. Like she was already worried that he was going to do something
uh,
outlandish.
you should have probably looked at her. It's like, Allison, a heads up. So, but it was like, that was unfortunate, but it played into the person at the Aben's paranoia and all the other stuff. It played
Hmm.
into.
Yeah. Um, I cannot remember what Rhaenyra's whisper's name is. Missaria.
Yeah,
Um,
I can't.
sh-
So it's like, I can't recall. Unfortunately, I can't recall
mhm.
what her name is.
Well, I'm
I
just gonna call her
see
the
it.
Whisperer.
Yeah, I see it, but I can't recall it. But yeah, she did a lot of whispering. But before we get to that, um, the awkward dinner between Eamon, Alice, and his mom.
Oh yeah.
I was like, I can say I've seen my fair share of those dinners where it's like, it's like, you're with the girlfriend meeting the parents for the first time, and they got some questions, and you're sitting there. It's like, oh. It was like, oh dear, are you sure this is the man for you? And I was like,
Mhm.
can you please pack a macaroni? I'm just trying to eat. It
Uh,
was like, she invited me in for dinner. It's like, not to
Cass,
be interrogated. So I'm
Cass,
just saying.
Cass.
That was an awkward dinner.
That was awkward, but my
That was an
goodness,
awkward dinner.
we're not passing the mac and cheese.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Pass the mac and cheese, pass the meatballs,
Ugh.
um, pass me a piece of that cake or that pie. It was like, I'm just trying to date your daughter here, and I don't want no problems. It was like, this seems like a family thing, so I'll just take my plate in the other room watching TV, and y'all go ahead and talk it
Well,
out.
she was just trying to, obviously for selfish purposes, she was trying to make sure that he was aware of any potential that his mom might have to do something
They
un
were both they were both wary of the other one. Mom was
Mhm.
there to whack the kid,
Of
and
course.
then the
Well,
girl was trying to protect her investment. So it's like, your mom shouldn't be here.
but
It was like,
she's trying to do it because she is trying to put an end to everything that's occurring, right? So she feels like he's in part, or is the cause for what's happening. So she's like, well, if I take him out of the equation, then everything should fizzle down theoretically. Um yeah, that didn't happen. So
she botched it. It was like, you don't sit there and poison somebody and then just like, all right, I'm gonna go poison him. Let me make sure. Let me not stay to make sure it worked. Let me just dip out.
I
It was like,
know.
you got to sit there and like,
10 minutes, you say?
mhm. Okay. It was like, lift the arm up.
Ever.
Yeah, he's gone. It was like, he just dip out. It was like, you had a blade. She thinking she might have had a chance against the witch, so she don't know. So it's
Mhm.
like, just blade it out. And then Eamon just getting poisoned. It's
Laid
like,
it
oh,
out.
poison me. Help me again. It's like, I felt bad for Alice. She's like, I gotta save this fool again.
Again.
So,
Again.
but
Okay. All right.
whatever.
Well, Can we just talk about this fight?
Oh, the
Let's
dragon beatdown?
let's yeah,
The
let's
dragon beatdown?
not
Sheep
drag this
still
out
getting
anymore.
two-pieced up?
It's, so Damon with his dragon show up to try and talk some sense into his daughter with her hijacked dragon sheep stealer. um Queen Rhaenyra shows up with her dragon, so now we have three dragons here in the mix. Shows up with her dragon. She realizes that what her whisperer was saying came out to be true, because he was lying to her about who the rider of sheep stealer was. Because remember, a few episodes ago he told her that it was some random dude or whatever. So all hell breaks loose at this point. At this point, because Queen Rhaenyra wants her revenge. She wants, her eye for eye thing going on. So now all the dragons are on this beat down with sheep stealer. How did you? So I personally didn't like the way the scene ended.
Why? That was good stuff.
No. The scene was awesome.
Yeah, you got why? What didn't you like? It was
How
like
it ended. Because for him to be like, everybody go away. I got this. I got this.
Oh, what's what are you gonna do? It was like I got, it was like, well, my wife is here to see my kid that I've been sheltering because I've been lying to her. And it was like I had another guy burnt out, so she's already crashing out. So I guess I'm sleeping on the couch when I get back to the Red Keep tonight. So that's annoying. He's like, you know what? You guys go on. I'll try and clean up the mess that I made. Whoops.
He sit on the sofa.
Yep. Sitting on the sofa. It was like, hon, would you like some wine or milk of the poppy tonight? And he just like friggin' throwing a fucking cup in the room, aimed at his head.
My God.
Cursing him the hell out.
Well, like, yeah. I did like the scene, and I think I liked it more than I thought I would, only because I will say for this season, I like the season. I am disappointed slightly because they had a lot of CGI, and it was poorly done in some places for my particular taste. And by that I mean, like, because I don't know. Listen, there are some people in my family who hate watching TV with me because I am a pain in the ass. Like,
no,
so
that was the case. You like you? Nah, no way.
No.
Ladies and gentlemen, newsflash. Watching TV with Chris might be a chore because he's gonna have something to say. I know a lot of you, this is friggin' brand new and hard to understand, but it's like I am just as shocked as you, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, well, tell me you didn't notice, like, the great halls and all of that stuff, like, were very clearly, like, obviously they were fake, but I feel like they could have been done better.
I'm
No?
watching a show.
Listen.
Dragons.
I stopped watching a show one time because of a person's haircut. So
yeah, exactly. So again, I'm watching a fantasy show that costs way too much more money to put this out on a regular basis for 8 or more episodes of whatever else. Some lapses in some scenery. As long as I'm not seeing a guy in the back carrying some lumber and some friggin' jean overalls and a white t-shirt or something, and it's like he's stuck in the middle of the scene, like and don't know where to go, and then he just try to hang out and blend into the background where it's obvious. I ain't gonna care. And even if I saw that, as hilarious as that would be, it was like I would hope that they would never edit it out. But it's like I'm not that much of a stickler for that stuff.
Okay.
Like, unless it's like one of the dragons flying in, then they cut to it again, and then I see a wireframe figure, and I was like, all right, somebody should have caught that. It was like, I don't think this should have made the air. But other than that, it's like, that's fine.
No,
like, you stop watching the show because somebody's haircut offended you.
I did. Listen.
That's some next level stuff right there.
Listen, but my thing is, like, so I get that, like, it is a lot of money for them to put this out weekly. Like, I get that. I'm not oblivious to that point. I just feel like with some aspects of television, um, there's been the laziness button that's been hit with certain things. And so I don't know if it's just a matter of it being done poorly or what. I don't know. That's not my field of expertise.
Ladies and
I'm just
gentlemen,
saying I could.
I grade on a curve, and I will let some things slide. That
Okay,
is
well,
one of
fine.
those things that I
Anyway,
will let slide.
well, back to the scene. I loved
Mm,
the scene anyway.
mm.
I just think I think it was pretty cool to get the chance to see how the dragons would quote unquote throw down um if they had beef with one another. So I thought it was pretty cool. And not only them fighting for their masters, the dragons genuinely seemed to have some beef with sheep still. I felt
Mhm.
like, so I thought it
Like
was pretty cool.
I think that's one of those things. It was like, like you've been wandering around free. I was like, it was like, who are you wandering around free? It's like, yeah, I got a home. I got this clown on my back all the time. I got to listen to him. And you just wandering around eating sheep that I want to eat. You living out here, living your best life. It's like, we got
Really?
to take you down because you just living too good out here in these streets. So I don't know what that was. I don't know if they just,
Mhm,
it's a different dragon that they haven't been around, that they come,
mhm.
because they always, when they seem to get together, they all seem territorial to a degree
Yeah.
and not just protective of their riders. They seem
Mhm,
more like, hey, it was like, this is my space. You're in my bubble right now. So they very much seem that. And
mhm,
then this wild dragon is kind of like, he grew attached to his rider when he didn't have none. So
mhm.
he accepted her, and now he's watching these people snag her off, and these
Yeah,
other dragons are in the way and stuff. It was just like, all right.
yeah. Well, it doesn't matter because Damon's, like I said earlier, was like, "I got this," and sheep stealer flies away.
Right.
So
He ain't got nothing. It was
it's
like Damon ain't got nothing. He's like, I got this, guys. I got it. Dragon's gone. Oh, uh, it's like it's too bright out here. The sun. It was like the sun is my enemy. It's like these blonde hairs. It's just like it is just too much. It's like pack it up, guys. Pack it up. That dragon's never gonna come. I'm sure that will never come back to bite them in some kind of way.
oh well, I mean, why, why why would it ever?
Hmm.
Um, we have Aegon,
Hmm.
who was abandoned by his self-appointed keeper, I suppose.
He wasn't abandoned. He's like he told them, y'all go
No,
ahead. They
he
gave him
said
like
he said
he
it's
said,
okay after he was like, "I'm
you
out."
guys go. I'm not running no more. And then instead of really fighting, it was like, all right then. It's like, and they just left. It was like the one guy said there was like, I'm gonna tell your story. I'm gonna spread the word of Ajon the King and how great
Uh-huh.
you were and everything else.
Which
He
does
was telling
nothing
that
for
as
me right now.
he was telling it as he was leaving. I'm gonna spread the word. It was like, yep. It was like talk about you, buddy. It's like as he was leaving out, it was like he was saying that. It was like it was sitting there. I was like, all right, but I think Aegon, excuse me, at that moment realized that it's like, well, that's probably it for me. But I'm not going out like no punk. It was like
Mhm.
they're gonna see me, and I'm gonna stand up to those guys.
Mhm.
And so it's like, hey, I know y'all looking for me, right here,
Oh,
right
goodness.
here. That's what
Stop
he was
it.
doing. That's essentially what he was doing. It was like I think in his head, he knew he was done.
Mhm.
It was like I'm not gonna face up against everybody else. And then when they was backing up, and it was like, and they kept backing up, and he was like, "That's right, yeah." You said like he didn't even realize that his undead dragon or whatever the hell is going on with that
Right,
thing.
Sunfire.
Yeah, so it was like some fire showed up, and it's like, and I got questions.
Well, okay, well, before you have okay, my question is, he didn't hear it stomping through.
He got half his face burned off. I'm like, I'm willing
That's
to let
true.
that go.
I'll give you okay. All right,
I'm
well, what are
willing
your
to let that
questions?
go. He ain't gonna hear too good.
Questions. What
But
are your
it's like
questions?
he went to see the body of that dragon, right?
Mhm.
And it was laying there. It was like, was that dragon just like, oh, hey, John's here. Let me just act like I'm like he's playing
It
dead
was
real
playing
quick.
a
And
possum.
then, yep, then it's like after he left, he was like, ooh. I was like, that's fool's going. It's like, damn, I am hungry. I ate pretty good when Aegon was around. Let me find that
Really?
guy. It was like, I
Yeah.
don't know, because it's like, because the dragon got, he fell from a decent height. and crashed on the ground.
Yeah.
It was like Aemon came up, checked the body, kicked it a couple of times,
Yeah.
nothing happened. And then months go by, and he's still laying in the same crater as it was when Aegon came to see him. So
He was building his strength.
was he in the same
Ye
position with
Yes.
crook neck? He's just
Mhm.
like laying there, just like
Absolutely, it was
just laying there with a crook neck the whole time. And then he's just like, oh, let me go ahead. So I'm curious, like, how is the dragon still alive? And if Aegon is not asking that question,
I was about to say, do you think that they're gonna explain that?
I mean, I don't know if it would get explained in the following episode.
Mhm.
Whether they would say something about him bringing it up,
Mhm.
but I think it's a fair question to like even like if it's in the lore somewhere in the books, somebody can leave a comment and let me know.
Mhm.
But I'm kind of curious on how he made it
Mhm.
because it's like I did not see the Night King roll up and just do the whole thing like so. How is the dragon still alive?
Okay. Alright, to close out this episode, we're going to talk about, uh the queen and her whisperer. They get down with the get down.
Mhm.
Um, do you think that that was her? Well, I'm just obviously it was her trying to manipulate the queen, but because remember earlier in the episode, she had her friends, you know, someone from her past come over,
Mhm.
um, and her
Our friend called her a nut. He was like, "You used to be cool." It was like, "You used to be cool.
right,
Look at you now. You like
right,
living high on the hog." It's like I knew you when you was from the streets.
right.
It was like essentially it was what that whole conversation was.
Right, exactly. Basically. So yes, thank you for shorthanding that one for us. But so what do you think other than her trying to manipulate the queen? Like what was she
What
trying
was
to
her,
gain out of
what
that?
was
What
what was
was
she trying to gain?
yeah,
I wonder what it was.
I wonder what it
I
was.
wonder what it was. I think it was a couple different things. It's like
Uh-huh.
I think one of it is like I think she genuinely did care about her. It was
Mhm.
like and wanted
I
her to
agree.
like I think she saw her in her. It was like you can be a good queen. It was like you
Mhm.
don't have to be this version of yourself that's popping up. And
Mhm.
then it's like, I give a damn about you. It was like, Damon kind of maybe sort of cares, but not
Mhm.
really, just insofar as he can use you. But it's
Mhm.
like I kind of do care. So I think she kind of cared about her. I also think it was also a way of like, hey, yeah, let me cement my place
Right.
here. And it was like, I can't be the main John, but I can be the side piece.
Well, but
So
she's used to being in, no pun intended, she's used to being in that position where she's the side piece.
boo.
I
Yeah,
said
so it's
no
like
pun intended.
yeah. Like she's like used to it, but then it's like, cemented. They're side piece and they're side piece. It was like, it was like, all right. It was like, yeah, it was like, come to my chamber like around 7. And then it's like, oh, there's the main side piece. I got a meeting tonight. I'm not going to be here. Make sure after she gets here, nobody comes in. It's like I
Yeah,
don't care
yeah,
who
yeah.
it is. So
Mhm.
there's that. So
Yeah,
I think it was a couple of things. I think there was a couple of different reasons in there, but I do think primarily that she does like her.
yeah. I'll agree with that. Because you could see that early on in the relationship, it
Mhm,
morphed into, I think that's partly why she had such difficulty when Queen Alicent was trying to tell her to hold secrets from her and things of that nature.
mhm.
Um,
She's
because
like,
she
I
didn't.
can't not tell my honey this thing is going on. It's like I need to go tell her. Like, babe, let me tell you let me tell you what your friend said over there.
Right, right, right.
Yeah, so
Right. All right. So, all in all, I personally like this episode. I thought it was
oh,
pretty good.
you had the other thing, Orman
Orman.
going to
Mhm.
Ulf and being like, "Hey, I heard
Right.
I heard Damon beat you down in the street. That's no way to treat a gentleman of your stature.
That's
Have
right.
some more wine." It was like, "Why don't you come over to my side? I know how to treat a guy like you. You got a
Hmm.
nice dragon, good head on your shoulders. we can make this work. I'll make you Lord of the Riverlands. It's like, how does that sound? He's like, oh, that sounds great. It was
Yeah.
like, oh, it's like, so Orman over here playing 3D chess but putting pieces in place.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we'll see how that ends up working out. But
Right.
Ulf is one of those people that it's like, oh, you gonna beat me up in the street in front of my boys and people
Yeah.
that they know? It was like, oh, so that
Yeah.
was one of those things. I was kind of expecting some kind of weird turn out of him
Yeah.
because he was just way too much of somebody. Like he
Who
wants to be
needs
important.
attention?
Yeah, he wants to be important. He
Yeah.
wants to be. I want you to see me and I want you to respect me because I'm
Right.
respectable. And it
Right.
was like, you can't even follow directions. Didn't I
But
tell you
he
not to leave? It was
but
like, now I gotta beat you up
doesn't
in the street.
he doesn't put in the effort like what's the other guy's name? Hugh? Like
Mhm.
excuse me, he just plays his
He was
role.
doing his own thing. It's like his tunnel vision is his wife. It was like, I need to get back to my wife. Can I get back to my wife? Oh, you
Right.
said no. I'm gonna get back to my wife.
Right.
Thanks. So
Right.
it's like him at least, but I think if you would have allowed him to, get to his wife when he wanted to get to her or get her
Right.
safe when he was trying to do it initially, that was like he had already basically said, I am a loyal soldier and I will be.
Right.
This is the one thing I want. But
Right.
then nobody was giving him that.
Right.
So it was like, it was like, sorry, buddy. But yeah, Ulf was like, oh. Orman was like, oh, have some more wine.
Oh.
I can top you off, buddy. So yeah.
Oh. All right. And then was there something else that you wanted to discuss?
Like the only thing that was like I can broach now is like for as a gamer person, Sony has recently announced that for their PlayStation 6, they are not going to have any physical media. They're getting rid of it. So in 2028, I think it is, the 2027, they're winding down physical media, so there's not going to be any game discs.
So
So yeah, so
so
they're
I
not
can't
making any discs.
physically like go to GameStop or whatever and
Yeah,
purchase.
like
Okay.
in about a year or two, you won't be able
Mhm.
to do that. So
Okay.
there's been a lot of chit chat about this and why it is actually bad. It's not good because and people have tried to compare it to like, well, you buy if you play PC games, you don't do those. The difference is with a PC game, you have different options to buy that game.
Mhm.
It was like I can go online and buy one game from three or four different places.
Mhm.
And some of those places, one place might have the game on sale, the other one doesn't. It was like
Mhm.
the other one place might have a buy one, get one. There's options where Sony right now does not have that option. So
Mhm.
if it stays that way, then the only way that you'd be able to get a game is through their own store. And if you only get it through their store, then a couple of things go away. One is like you may not get the sales that you would get around the holidays. So a game that's 60, $70 regular that
Oh.
might be $45 in December, you might not see that sale. Also, it was like there's no used stuff anymore. So it was like, you trade a
Oh,
game into
right.
GameStop. It's like because you're done playing it or whatever, if that was your want, and then you could
Mhm.
possibly get that game down the line for like 25, $30. So it's like,
Mhm.
you save yourself some money, and that's a lot. That's an option for a lot of folks is
Right.
to use game stuff. Taking that away on top of the system prices going up
Mhm.
is kind of a kneecapping thing. Plus, people that have played these games for a while and have a library of PlayStation 3, 4, whatever else, you
Mhm.
taking the discs out or the disc drives away. How can I play this old stuff? I gotta have 18 consoles hooked up to my TV to play something old when I feel like a throwback today. Let me go ahead and just hook something else up. So it's
So
not a good personally. I don't think it's a good thing
right.
for just buying options and everything else. It's still a ways away. There is a possibility that different places like Amazon and Best Buy will sell digital codes, and then you can, purchase games through them down the line. But
Mm.
the initial announcement of you're doing away with the game disc, even for those that want to do like game preservation of stuff, where it's like you
Right.
can play old stuff and all of that. It was like, what do you do? So there's a lot of questions. Um, there is them just going to this format willy nilly and not It's like even if this was the route that they were going to go and it looks like that, because with digital stuff you don't own it, you're just renting it essentially, or
Right.
you're leasing it. So if they change, and that goes for movies and anything else, if licensing changes and you've bought a bunch of movies on Amazon Prime, those movies can go at any time because you don't physically own them. So
Mhm.
it's just, and you're not getting your money back. It was like, oh yeah, you don't have access to that movie anymore. But I paid, $84 for the Lord of the Rings extended universe trilogy. It's like, yeah, well, that's done. So
So
that's it.
so I would liken this situation similar to books and like
Mhm.
Kindle or whatever like that. And I know me personally, I prefer physically holding the book versus the Kindle or whatever. I know, people have their preferences of having the
Yeah.
Kindle over the book.
It's the
So
same.
but
It's the same thing. It was like, because there's
mhm,
no guarantee. Like, you bought a book, downloaded to your Kindle or your tablet or whatever else.
mhm,
There's no guarantee if something happens and somebody decides, you know what, that book is no good. There's content in it that's weird, or the
mhm,
author decides to, it's like, you know what, I'm ripping everything out, and they don't renew a license or something else, and that book is
mhm.
gone.
Right,
So, it's just one of those things, and people are slowly, it's always been that way,
right,
but people are slowly starting to see, is like, oh, so yeah, so if I would say, if you have a chance, there's something that you like and you have a
right,
chance to buy it physically because you really want to keep it, then I would seriously consider getting a physical copy of that thing,
right.
because there is a chance that once that stuff goes away, that's it.
Yeah, and I know there are a lot of people who have those things, collector's items, things of that nature, and they end up being a lot of money, the consoles, the games themselves. So then
Mhm.
that also takes away from that, and I guess maybe Sony's excuse or reasoning
Well,
behind it is because it costs X amount of money for each
yeah, it was like
disc and
that's their thing. It was like, it'll say like a lot of their sales have been digital, and it
Mhm,
was like, it is convenient. It was like, oh, this game is out. I don't feel like going to the store to get it, or I don't want to deal with Best Buy or whoever and FedEx shipping it or whatever else it is. And then
mhm,
you can download it, and then depending on your internet connection, in 5 minutes you're playing the thing.
mhm,
So it's like there is a convenience to it, but the one thing that I would sometimes do, if I bought a game digitally and I liked it, when that game went on sale, I bought the physical copy of that game.
right,
So it's like, it's like, yeah, I bought it twice, but it's $20 now and I really like it. And now I have a physical copy of it.
right, right, right.
And like, that option going away, that's no good. It was like, I was somebody that grew up, it was like, I liked movies and I would buy the movies that I liked. And I
Mhm,
was happy to have a nice movie collection of, a bunch of Blu-rays and DVDs and all that other stuff.
right,
Games were the same way. Books were similar. If I really liked the series, there are, series that I would get for the
mhm,
longest time. I would buy the physical copies of the series to have all of
right,
those books in that series
right.
together, and not try and go digital unless I had no choice but to do so. So
Gotcha.
it's a sad thing. And it's like, flip side, it was like, you're not putting, this less plastic, you're not doing something, it's like, and all of
Environment.
that. But
Mhm,
again, it was like, to me, I'm curious what happens when this system comes out a few years from now.
mhm.
And oh, it's like, it's all digital lists and it costs $18,000 for you to get there, and nobody buys it. Then what
You
are you gonna say?
you still
So
think it's gonna be expensive? The games are
they're
excuse me.
raising prices on the consoles that have been out now, just because of the demand for the memory chips, because of the data center demands and all that other stuff.
Mhm,
So systems that should have dropped in price and traditionally drop in price, they're increasing the price of them to not get a loss, to not take but so much loss on it.
mhm.
So you're kind of, the hobby is going from something that was kind of accessible to more niche now. And
Gotcha.
then all you're going to do is, the folks that have PCs and know how to do certain magic with that stuff,
Mhm,
you're going to end up with like, all right, because they're, the weird argument that has been made now is like, well, if I don't own it,
mhm.
then it's not
It's
really piracy, is it? Because it's like, I don't own it, because if I bought it, I don't own it. Because you say I don't own it, it's just a license. So then if I were to do something else, is that really piracy? Because technically it kind of doesn't exist, or some weird argument. And I'm sitting
Mm.
there like, jail is still jail.
I mean, that's a
Unconditional
real
fine. So,
tightrope argument
like,
because
good luck with that. But yeah, so it's just a weird, it's an unfortunate thing.
Mhm.
And I'll be curious to see how all this stuff bends out, but I'm not like, I bought it like, you buy a TV. If a TV is $1,100 or something for a decent size, a new TV,
Mhm.
and then you telling me a new console is going to be $1,200, I'm like, I'm I'm gonna need to see I'm gonna need to see why this is $1,200, and you can't just tell me all
Right.
digital. It's like this thing must be fixing me breakfast in the morning,
Oh my
doing my
god.
taxes, something that you're gonna try and convince somebody to pay $1,200 for this because that's just that's
Usurious. Yeah.
you're asking a bit much.
Yeah, I agree. All right. Well, I am sorry that you're,
I'm fine.
you
It
know.
was like I'll be all right because it's like I do anything. It's like if the PlayStation 5 was my last console, I got a decent enough backlog of games that will keep me busy for quite some time. And then as other stuff comes out, it's like, oh, that's crazy, and that's it. That's all I know. Like that's crazy.
All right, guys. Well, we appreciate you taking the time to watch this episode. We hope you enjoyed it. Again, like, share, subscribe. All right, guys.
Everybody, like, share, subscribe. We'll come back. We'll have more episodes for you on our episodes that come out with new episodes that you like, share, and subscribe.
Whatever, guys. Cheers, guys.